Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Beers and Gears, episode 9. I'm Blade.
I'm Jonathan.
We got a crazy guest coming on here, but we got a little issue going on with the garage, so hopefully we'll get done soon.
Yeah, we're starting a little late.
And until then, we'll see you then.
You gotta be fast or you're the worst. You gotta be fast or you're gonna get your ass. Driver, start your engines. Get all strapped in. The nerves are there till I flip that switch and it all goes away. Nothing in the world can get to me when I'm on that track. There's nothing else that matters. Just going fast and turning laps, just trying to move forward. I could go skydiving or bungee jump. The adrenaline still doesn't compare. Taking that left turn fast as you can. The give and take, the bump, the bang. Trying to be the first to get to that checkered flag. I just wanna race my race. You gotta be fast or you're the worst. You gotta be fast or you're gonna get your ass. I just wanna race my race. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Are you all ready? Get ready to rumble. That was the strike.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Beers and Gears, episode 9. I'm Blade.
I'm Jonathan, and this is
Craig M.
Craig on from Johnny Trash is here. That gets question number 1 out of the way, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, where are you from? Originally, where are you from now?
Keeler, Wisconsin.
Keeler.
Born and raised.
There you go.
Moved to Benton about 33 years ago.
That's nuts.
Or should I say Benton?
Yeah. So, what was your first racing experience? We ask everybody that. I know you're more music than racing, and you also came from a fan side of it, though.
First racing experience would have to be the late 80s. I used to go down to Talladega, Alabama to the big cars.
Sweet.
NASCAR.
So about what age would you say? You don't have to say if you don't want to, since you said late 80s.
I was probably about getting close to 30.
30? There you go. So when did you first get started in music? I know.
1978.
78. Wow.
You want to know how I got started?
Yeah, absolutely.
If
Whatever you
anybody's
want to
ever
tell
heard
us.
of a place called the Coach and Four Supper Club in Hazel Green?
The Peanut Gallery has.
I used to sing on the school bus going to the football games, and the boys on the team, they were in a band, and they said, you want to come over and try out? I tried out, and 46 years ago, it's been a long time.
There you are.
46 years ago. And how many bands were you in that period of time?
Maybe 5 bands.
5 bands?
Yep.
They tend to run quite a ways then.
One band was 31 years.
31 years, yeah. That's the one on the car.
That's the one on the car.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember showing up for your last one there. Oh, that was a good party.
Last summer's last blast we were at.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a good time. It was it was time to call it quits after that.
Yeah. Got any favorite crazy stories about any of that?
The last show?
Just any of it, really. I'm sure you got a bunch.
There's been a lot of crazy stories in 46 years.
That's what I'm
Well,
thinking.
that's what we're here for.
We don't have enough time to talk about all
Well, what's your favorite right off the rip? What do you got?
Oof. We've opened up for a lot of great bands.
Mm.
So I would have to say probably one of my favorite was probably Cheap Trick.
There you go.
A couple other ones over the years, like Jacko,
Oh, yeah.
Hailstorm.
Oh,
We opened up for Alice Cooper. So a lot of great times. I mean, there's too many to say one was perfect.
Right. You still got the stool piece from Jackal, don't you? Up in the
I sure do.
top of the fridge.
Yep.
From the Lumberjack song.
Yep.
Yeah.
He cut her up, and I got a piece of it.
They play a song instead of a guitar. It's a chainsaw.
well, there you go. I'd have to look into it. I've never seen it myself.
You've never seen that, really?
No, not once.
Wow. So, what bands have you been in? You said a handful. What?
Okay, so start off when I was telling you about the band that I started with, from singing on a school bus and that, going to football games. That was Revelation.
Revelation.
Yeah, weird name. And we got together and we were doing a lot of weddings, stuff like that back then.
Uh-huh.
So there was 6 of us, a lot of local people, all from the Hazel Green area. And then that turned into Sledge Feather, which is another weird name.
Yeah.
But that turned into Sledge Feather. I think that kind of came from Led Zeppelin. Sledge and a feather. Lead and a Zeppelin.
Right.
So, and that was some of the same members, but kind of went into a little bit more serious, getting more serious about music. And then after that, it was Chambermaid, which we were heavy. And then it was Snidely Whiplash, and then Johnny Trash.
Right. And you said, like, Johnny Trash, you basically had the same members the whole time other than 3 people?
There was 8 total members, but 4 of us pretty much the entire time. 3 the entire time.
That's pretty crazy.
And then I think a year or 2 into Johnny Trash, we got a bass player, and he was with us for, say, 28 years.
Yeah.
And then guitar player after like 20 years left, and then we ended up getting the other guy, and he was with us for over 10 years
Yep.
when we decided to retire. So.
And so did you ever, like, everybody was asking me, do you guys ever do, like, any recording or anything like that in the studio? Or
No, well, we did some recordings, but it was still cover music.
Right.
We never ever wrote
No
any
original
music.
stuff?
So
None of the
no
bands?
original stuff in Johnny Trash. Sledge Feather, yes, we did some original stuff back in the early 80s.
Yep.
But,
Max was kind of telling me about that. If anybody that doesn't know, this is Max's dad. So you've seen Max on here. That's who he is. And you see the cool skeleton logo on the hood of the Neon. That's that's Johnny Trash.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from. And believe it or not, his name's not Johnny.
No, it's correct.
I'm sure you get called Johnny quite a bit.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people that think my name is Johnny.
You just accept it now, or do you just...
Well, what are you going to do? You just let them call you Johnny.
That's how they know you, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Now, throughout all those bands and whatnot, got any favorite songs you've liked to cover so far?
AC/DC.
Well, of course.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
what I do best.
Yeah.
It was one heck of a show, I'll tell you what.
Oh, and it's always been a favorite because I've always felt that as a band and my voice fits their music very good.
Yeah. It's always the pretty great part of the show when that kicks in.
Yep, I love doing it.
Mostly the older stuff, not the Brian Johnson stuff. You've done a couple Brian Johnson songs.
Done a couple, but I'm not a Brian Johnson
Type singer on that.
vocal
Yep.
type. Yeah, it's always Bon Scott.
Yep.
Yeah, Bon Scott was always my favorite and always will be when it comes to AC/DC.
Not the original singer of AC/DC, by the way.
Oh.
Nope. There was one more before him.
I couldn't tell you.
Yep.
All I know is he's my original.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching something. They said they had one original singer, and Angus threw him off the stage in the middle of the show. So.
Yep. Didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
I even learn stuff every day.
Oh, yeah.
So, and do you have any your absolute favorite band or anything like that? Anyone that you could point out, or is it just kind of like who you open for? It's hard to pick one.
It's hard to pick just one because there's so many. We've opened up for so many bands over the years.
I kind of go through phases where
30,
this is my favorite
40
now.
bands. Yeah. No, like I say, it's been a lot of the older school bands, a couple of the newer bands like Hailstorm.
Uh-huh.
Love those people. They're great, talented musicians, and we loved opening for them. But also all those older bands, like the Alice Coopers and that.
Yep.
They're legends.
That's got to be a wild
Cheap
thing.
Trick. They're Hall of Famers.
Yep.
So that's great.
I bet Alice Cooper was pretty cool.
Great, and we didn't really get to meet him.
Right.
He had to go golfing that day. So as soon as his sound check was over, he was out golfing
Yep.
Yeah.
because he's a big time golfer.
Which is crazy to think, like who he looks like, a shock rock kind of thing, and then
And then you find out it's like, oh no, he loves that stuff.
yeah,
Non-drinker, non-partier, just
doesn't look like it, right?
loves his golfing.
So obviously, what's your favorite achievements? I know probably the top one, but what are your favorite achievements that have come from your years in the bands?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame. Yep, that was the one I knew was going to be on there.
Yeah.
The Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Very blessed.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Very blessed. It's something that I never thought 46 years ago that I would ever even think about.
Right.
It was like, it wasn't a goal because we're just a cover band local.
Yeah.
Right. You
So,
don't think
yeah.
anything past what you're doing.
Yep. So,
How did that feel when you get that call or whatever they let you know?
we were on stage.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it happened at the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra, 2024, mid-January.
Uh-huh.
And we were all invited because Huey, my guitar player, was playing in it.
Uh-huh.
He said, you all have to be there because this is probably my last show for the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra. So when we're all sitting there in the audience and they go to their break, all of a sudden, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame president comes out and he's on stage and starts talking about a local band that's getting inducted. It's like, this ain't happening.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he says, Johnny Trash. And he says, Craig Ime, come on up. You know, Gary Newsom, you know, Gene Rakusic was up there already.
Yep.
And Steve Napolitano and Tony Rakusic. It's like, I didn't know what to say. I'd like to swear right now, but I'm not gonna. But
There we go.
I told the guy that I was sitting next to because he had me on camera, and I called him a naughty word.
oh,
And that was the most amazing thing that I never thought in a million years would ever happen.
Yep.
And that's how it happened.
Kind of makes
In front of like 900 people, it was announced.
So that's even better. Yeah. So
Yeah, it was. It was.
it kind of ties everything together.
Yep.
And then, what was the moment like going across the stage at the actual ceremony? How was that?
Tears.
Tears.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yep. Tears. Some of the guys in the band, like, I didn't think I'd be this way. And I was like, there's tears rolling down their cheeks.
Yeah.
And, so that gives you, like, the same thing, some tears and puppies.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently dogs are here. So that was the last show then. The Hall of Fame would be, well,
We had one more show after that, but that was like, we did like 6 songs in the Hall of Fame.
right.
But the induction ceremony, the concert, all that, it was great. And it was like just, a really nice ending to a great career.
Right.
Okay.
Very, very blessed.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy to think that, like, it wasn't a goal, like you said. So it's not like making it all worth it per se, because it wasn't what you're going for.
I mean, me playing in a band was just always fun.
Uh-huh.
Whether people know this or not, local bands, you don't make a ton of money.
No.
If you're not doing it for fun, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like,
And for 46 years, I did it for fun.
yep.
I mean, it's always nice if you make extra money.
Oh,
Yeah, that helps.
But no, it was never for the money. It was always because the camaraderie and being on stage in front of 100 people or 5,000 people is it pumps you up.
Right.
It really does. It's a great feeling.
So that's kind of like us racing. That kind of like, I can relate kind of to that because
Adrenaline.
yeah, adrenaline
Yep.
is what fuels you when you're out there, and you're not doing it for the money. Same as us. I always have my thing, and I've said it on here before. If it's not fun, it's time to be done.
Yep.
Because what else are you there for?
That's right. And it lasted 46 years.
Yeah.
And I so you sponsored multiple cars. How many cars? Just 2 or?
Just 2
Just 2?
yours, and then way back in, I'm going to say maybe 95, we sponsored a friend of mine from Dubuque. He used to come out and see the band all the time. We sponsored his car. That was the first Johnny Trash car. They used to race out of Dubuque. It was
Gotcha.
John Lesh.
Okay. Yep.
and they used to race out of Dubuque. But we did that for 1 year, and he just put it on there. It wasn't even like we were really sponsoring him.
Yeah.
He loved Johnny Trash. He put it on his car. We didn't
didn't seek out or talk to him about it.
No, he just did it. And it's like, that was great.
And that's what we were going to do too. That I remember I just texted you one day and said, hey, I put it on the hood. I don't, whatever. Then it kind of worked out from there.
Yep.
Because I just liked the logo, looked cool, and I figured throw it on there. It'd be cool to see.
You can't beat Johnny Trash.
No.
Exactly.
Everybody.
It's a great logo.
It really is.
I raced at Dubuque, and I've had people come up to me just because, hey, Johnny Trash is on the hood. That's cool.
It's pretty cool. And it was, I got to give a shout out to the guy who came up with that, that logo. Originally it was just, kind of a little eyeballs looking out of a trash can.
Right.
But Chris Mackey, Dubuque, Iowa, he came up with that, and we just built over the years. We built it up, and it always progressed. It turned into the skeleton guy coming out of a trash can with a bottle of liquor and having a smoke. It always had the red eyes.
Yep, the red eyes. And was there any inspiration behind just the character at all, or just keep adding and adding?
I mean, Johnny Trash, I don't know. It really just all of a sudden happened. It's like, everybody had a little bit of a brainstorm going on. It's like, how should we do this? And it stuck, and it just built over the years. It just, like say, the skeleton guy, a lot like Iron Maiden. You got Eddie from Iron Maiden. It's like only, they're like a monster band from overseas, but we're a local band, but we built that logo over time.
Well, basically a monster local band at this point. Just about everybody knows. I think I've run across one or two people who don't know
there's
Johnny Trash.
There's a lot of people that remember Johnny Trash.
Oh yeah.
And would still like us playing. But
oh yeah.
Everybody probably says that.
Yep.
But there comes a time.
Yep.
And I was ready.
Can't do it forever. So.
Nope.
I thought it was cool because Max was my best friend growing up. And Mom and Dad had gone to see you guys before Johnny Trash, and just kind of tied together. Oh yeah, we know that guy already.
Yep.
We used to hang out there because my cousin Buck's in a different band, and you played together quite a bit, and And I remember the skeleton coming back to the skeleton. I remember seeing the skeleton having the on stage, the mouth opening and closing
on the drum kit.
Yeah,
that was Tony. He's wanted to have something like that, so it was set up to where the eyeballs would light up and the mouth would open, and he had a cigarette in his mouth too.
Yeah,
of course.
So tell me a little bit about the iconic look. You had to know that was coming up at some point.
No, I didn't, but okay. The bibs.
Yep.
My grandpa, he was a farmer. He wore those same damn looking bibs out on the farm.
Yep.
Now, he wore boots in that. I went barefoot, but that came about because of my grandpa. It'd be my mom's dad.
Yep.
And it's like, I think that would be cool to be wearing something like that on stage.
Right.
You got to remember, I'm kind of a klutz. So the whole barefoot thing was because I don't like tripping over stuff.
Right.
That's a good
So
idea.
You can feel everything.
all you have are bibs and barefoot. Everything's free.
Yep.
And if I ever fell down on stage, then it's like, that's on me. Because I was totally free when I wore the bibs.
Splinters and all.
Yep. And trust me, I've had splinters in my feet.
Oh yeah.
I've had like out in the hot sun on like decks that are like steel.
Yeah.
I've like burnt my feet. I've had blisters. I've done lots of stupid things. And all those times coming home after you play on a dirty stage and scrubbing the scum off the bottom of your feet.
I bet.
Yeah, it's. But it was 31 years of it.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yep.
I'm still here, so it didn't
do too bad.
Yeah, I think I coated my feet pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So, with that being said, did you ever fall on stage?
I've tripped a few times, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but nothing harmful. You get right back up and go.
Yeah.
Probably when I was younger. Nowadays, it probably take me a while to get back up.
Well,
Sure, there's quite a bit of liquid courage on stage to help out with that.
Been a lot of liquid courage.
A lot of liquid courage.
So, Johnny Trash means something.
Yep.
We definitely like to drink on stage over the years. It got to be less and less as we got older.
Yeah.
But there was always like 2 shots of Southern, a shot of Jack Daniels, a shot of tequila, and a shot of Tequila Rose. Don't ask me why. But that was
yeah.
That was the stage.
that's Bowie, which is Ringo. Gino, he didn't drink a whole lot on stage. So when he ordered a shot, or when we ordered our shots, our round, his, for about 15, 20 years, a Tequila Rose. What a damn wussy.
Yeah.
I remember the last show at the Q, that little warm-up gig you guys did.
Oh yeah.
That one, I remember somebody bought you a drink or something. You're like, oh, no, not yet. And then just kind of dove into it after that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you're doing one of your last shows ever, it's like you just kind of go with the flow.
Mhm.
Yep.
And we went with the flow. We did.
It was a great show. I got it all
Yeah,
on camera.
We had a great time.
If YouTube wouldn't copyright it, I'd probably throw it on there too. Something on there.
Yep.
I don't know if it counts for cover bands though. I think it's usually like 9 seconds and the copyright hits.
If you put in description,
Yep.
credit the authors and all that,
Yeah.
then you're good.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, after seeing that last show, it sucks I never saw any others, I tell you what.
Yeah, because he was you went to 2 Summers Last Blast, didn't you?
No, just
the last
one.
one?
Just the one, yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun one. 'Cause
Yeah.
then we had
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
and then the year before that, that's when Hui fell off stage.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Took a header off.
He's very lucky he didn't get hurt bad.
But,
But he made it through. I think he landed on his feet.
Yeah.
well,
I remember
like a cat.
I remember he stood out there and he's like, well, last year I took a header right there.
Oh no, I remember it very well. It was like, that was crazy. That was unexpected.
I can imagine.
yeah.
I'm sure that all wobbles the second you stand up on it. And nothing's real sturdy.
Oh, I don't remember seeing him do that because I was doing my thing
Right.
and he was way off to my right. And next thing I knew, it's like,
Where'd he go?
where'd he go?
Well,
He just popped back up.
He came back running around and came back up the ramp, and it's like, that was crazy.
yeah.
And then he told us later, he says, yeah, that was
pretty bad.
pretty bad.
Then your last show, we ended up coming to your house afterwards and hanging out and having a few drinks afterwards. Maybe a few too many. Who knows?
But did you drive?
I raced the next day.
Yeah.
No, Blade gave me a ride to my parents' house.
Yeah.
But we talked about this.
Yeah.
It was like the year before that.
Did you drive? Yes, the next
the,
day.
year, the next day.
In
I
a
know
race.
that. Yeah. a
Did
race.
you close one eye when you were driving in that race?
I was
You almost
good.
won too,
I
didn't
was
you?
good. Finished second in that race,
Yeah.
right behind Josh Chambers. I think I would have had him. He slammed on the brakes last lap, and I kind of ran into him. I was watching him. He gets to about halfway through the corner and wash up, so there's no other lane.
That was in Dubuque, right?
Yep, in Dubuque. There's no other lane, so it's kind of like I'm going to wait till the last lap. I'm going to go underneath of him, and the second I was about to dive under him, he jacked the brakes, and I'm like, oh no! And then I couldn't get by him. So it's kind of second place. And
That could have been that rollover we were talking about.
Yeah. For some reason,
We're always waiting for that first rollover.
they want to see it. I don't want to be a part of that.
Don't
No.
worry, when it happens, I got it on camera.
Oh, I don't need that happening. Expensive. Race car backwards is race car. Race
Yeah.
car upside down is expensive.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So speaking of race cars in Dubuque, what do you think of his hobby stack going up out there?
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yep, sitting in my backyard right now.
Yeah, we moved it up there. Dad's getting some work done on the truck. I'll show some pictures and stuff. They did a lot of work. They were in here.
Oh
This is like the third day straight of working on it, and they were in here 10 a.m. and 8 o'clock they got done for the night, and they're working pretty hard on
Did a
it.
couple fireballs later.
Yeah.
yeah.
You might hear him chiming in the peanut gallery. He's sitting behind the camera back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think it's gonna be? How do you think the car looks? Car up there, the hobby stock.
Looks good. Yep. Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
The typical paint scheme for us. Well, I guess I'll have to reveal that. I haven't said nothing about that yet, but it's gonna be the Evil Twin. I think that's what we're calling it.
The Evil Twin.
Yeah, it's got a lot more power, a lot more bite force on that. So,
But you've never driven a hobby stock either.
no, never.
So
The
it's going to
only
be a challenge.
I've dipped my toes in a rear-wheel drive race car, and I was in a sport mod. And I didn't do great. I thought I was flying, and I was probably looking like I was half throttle. I was 3 months into racing in a 4-cylinder, so it's
You look like Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Were those the other cars? How fast is he going? 26 miles an hour. Oh yeah. And you see, got the eyes on the car now. Max and I did a bunch of decals on it and whatnot.
Tore some paint off.
Pour some paint on.
Yeah.
We tried to use an old wrinkled up decal and it didn't work. It wasn't so good. Oh, we're adding to the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Retired forever, you think, huh? Or
Retired.
retired?
I told everybody that 2025 there's no gigs.
Yep.
I got to do a couple songs at my guitar player's 60th birthday party come June 28th down at the Yard Arm. But there's no preparing for any gigs.
Oh,
And I won't even wear bibs at that one.
yeah.
I'm going to get up in my shorts and rock and roll a couple songs, and that's it. And then maybe 2026, if we're all up to it, maybe I'll do a gig. Yeah. But it'd be like a 90-minute set done.
Then we turn into a Kiss cover band and get back together.
Nope. I'm one thing about me is when I say I'm retired,
You mean it?
I mean it. You know what? I've been blessed. 46 years in a band, and here's how I put it: who wants to see an old fat guy up on stage?
Well, apparently a lot.
It'd be quite a bit of people. Actually. If this table would hold it, we'd say right now.
No. If Jonathan and I got up on this table right now, it ain't gonna last.
It probably would be on the ground. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I saw you in a swing tonight, and I was a little.
I was scared.
Come on, people!
Yeah, there we go. A little bit of it.
Yep.
That's the most memorable line right there.
It's very trademark.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And God bless Rick, my old buddy that passed away a year and a half ago, but he would always put that in his promotional stuff.
Yep, it was always the first thing on there.
Come on, people. Yeah. Miss you, Rick.
Yeah, he was a great guy. I remember coming every time we come to your house. He was
Always.
Get into hour-long talks about Dale Earnhardt or anything, basically.
Oh yeah, racing. Him and his brother Russell love the racing stuff.
Yep, and they were telling me we're probably got more Earnhardt stuff than you do.
Oh, they were loaded with Earnhardt
They
stuff.
got walls.
They were loaded with racing.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. But yes, they had a lot of that stuff.
You got any crazy stories you want to share with us at all? Any one that stick out? Not necessarily performing. Anything crazy that happened on the road or anything like that?
I mean, there's probably a lot of crazy stories, but I don't know if I want to report them because you got to remember I'm married. Sorry, Karen.
Oh boy, don't want to get you in trouble now.
Might want to edit that.
Yeah. Cut that out. I'll cut it out and send it to her.
It's been all good.
All right.
Nothing crazy. I mean, a lot of crazy, but
Yeah.
it's music. If there's no crazy in music, if there's no fun in music, why do it, right?
Yep. Exactly. Max tells me a story of like a squad car. Light that you guys took and
That was for the bus.
for the bus.
So that was like 1983. We were on the road, Sledge Feather,
Yep.
and we were up in like the UP, up in Peninsula, Michigan, and right like around Ashland, Wisconsin, and we thought, well, a couple of the guys in the band thought they needed a light for the bus. So they took it off some like construction equipment. Like that was sitting there for the weekend, and we were playing the weekends. It was sitting over by the lake up there somewhere, I think Lake Superior, and they wired it into the bus, and like
The whole time it's
like,
going on?
like oh yeah, they could turn it off. And they
Oh, yeah.
little switches in the bus, you can
Oh,
wire it into one of those switches, and it was like an orange light or a yellow light.
right.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy stuff.
Oh, I
But
bet.
that was our early days. I mean, I was 21. I was the oldest one in the band. I was 21.
21.
And we were on the road. So, yeah, it was crazy. Actually, yeah, I was 21 because it was 1983. And the other guys were all like, 19 and 20. And
Right.
we spent like 5 months, like, traveling like 5 states.
Making it big or trying to anyway, right?
Trying to. But, we enjoyed it.
Yep.
We were
Oh, yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And
With a bus.
With a bus,
we were good,
Yeah.
but everybody was good,
Kinda seems
Music
like-
back then was so good.
Oh, it
It seems like a
was.
very tough thing to try to make it
Oh yeah,
actually make it in.
yeah. And like I say, I never intended for that anyway.
Mhm.
That's why 46 years later, retired as a local musician, and I've been very blessed. I'm happy. I didn't set out to do anything more than that,
Mhm.
and so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Some people, that's what they set out to do. And
And then
they
they-
might not make it, and some do make it.
Yeah.
But it's a very small percentage that can actually make it
Yeah.
because it's a big market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're kind of like at that point. If we make it, cool. If we don't, we're gonna have fun doing it anyway.
We just went out to have fun.
Yep.
I've always been in for the fun.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to beat other bands out there.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
But
like
you
I say,
were-
we're a fun band. We're a party band. We enjoy our crowds. They enjoy us. That's,
So you were in Battle of the Bands a couple times, probably.
No.
No.
No, never.
Never.
Nope.
I thought I heard stories of you
Nope.
playing
Nope.
against like Buck and
Played with a lot of bands, but
No.
no, it was never Battle of the Bands. No.
Okay, it wasn't an event Battle of the Bands.
No. There was never an event called Battle of the Bands that I've ever played in.
Rumors they keep going around.
Yeah, rumors. Yeah, they can get you in trouble.
Yes, I can.
So on top of that, there's huge stories. Max tells me a bunch of them. Some of them probably can't make it on here because
Oh, probably not.
probably not. And I've heard things from you that can't make it here. No way. But I think it's awesome that you always got that positive mindset, no matter what. I don't think I've ever seen you upset ever.
Oh, I can get mad once in a while.
Yeah, but I've never seen it personally. But I've been to your house a lot.
I'm a pretty wide open, happy person.
Mm-hmm.
That's why be mad?
Yep.
It's life is good. 63 years old and still kicking.
Yeah,
As long as I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm good.
exactly.
That's what matters.
That's
Yep.
right.
You got any questions for him, Blade?
I'm sure as soon as we turn the cameras off, it'll pop right in my
It'll
head.
pop up like
Yeah,
always.
It always does.
This is a pretty cool thing you guys are doing here.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
That was gonna be one of my
I
questions.
haven't gotten on all of them, but the ones I get on, I enjoy it.
We've been trying to do it at least be something anyway.
No, it's going along.
Like you
pretty
said,
good.
we have no goals of being the #1 podcast
Yeah.
out there or go professional with it. We're having fun with it, and
Yeah.
it's more on the local stage. Get some local drivers out there.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
good.
Stories, a lot of stories. It's always fun to listen to.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we listen to Dale Jr. Download, and we get all the fun.
and
fun
I
stories
enjoy
from it.
listening to some of theirs too.
Yeah.
I don't ever listen to like the full download because
Mhm.
too much time.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can't. I don't have the time to listen
Yeah.
to all.
Right.
But like he does have certain people on there that I want to hear.
Yep. The classic stories.
Yeah, and that's thing cool about Dale Jr. He lived it.
Oh, yeah.
With his dad,
Yep.
and so he does get some great people on there.
Oh yeah. You hear that? He's saying very nice things about you. He's looking away right now.
Even though Jeff Gordon kick your ass.
Yeah, he's a Gordon fan, which is hilarious because they sponsored a Earnhardt paint scheme car.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, I work for PPG,
Yeah.
and
And
I should be a Penske fan. And Roger Penske, he is a great guy. He is a genius. But I'm not a Ford guy.
no.
So, you know what? With Penske, like I say, I love the fact that PPG is on there, but I'm not a big Ford guy. So
Yeah.
I've always been a Chevy guy.
Well, PPG got part of DuPont anyway, didn't they? At a little bit.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
That's another thing that was a rumor.
Nope. Exalta is Exalta. Exalta
Exalta.
bought DuPont, the paint part of it.
Yeah.
Probably 22 years ago, and
Mhm.
that's where they're at.
Exalta's on the 24 sometimes, and it moves around the Hendrick cars.
Yes. And then they are a Hendrick sponsor.
Yep.
But, yeah, no, they're, like I say, Exalta's good paint, too. But APG is, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you, have you seen any of the Raceline Roulette stuff that we do?
No.
It's kind of a randomizer game. On our second segment, we do. But we came up with that at your house, Max, Eric, and I did, as you were watching a Daytona 500 or something. We're like, we don't have any particular driver. We're like, what if we just took the starting lineup, threw them all in a randomizer, and whatever you get is what you get for that category, and that's what it's been.
Oh.
I started to kind of cut them individually, so now on YouTube you can find it. If you want to just watch that part, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can break that down and watch different segments of your show.
Instead of having
I
a
gotcha.
whole 2-hour-long video.
I
So.
got you.
And I made it kind of funny. We got a guy.
Social.
Oh yeah, social, yeah. Woo! Peanut gallery. Woo!
I'm all empty here.
You need to make yourself one.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I ain't got nothing.
Blade's saving up for a second segment, huh?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Drinking, Blade.
I don't know what you got that ain't
Those
beer.
are just gears tonight? That ain't beer.
The second segment we'll have that.
Probably some Jack Daniels.
Uh,
We got some
Uh-oh.
flash.
Are they picking a drink for you right now?
I guess they
I
are.
gotcha.
Oh, no. That stuff's been up there for like 3 years now.
Funkiest.
That one's got vodka.
Yeah.
Some whiskey over here.
Blade does not like. No.
No whiskey.
Oh, I tried
Not that stuff.
Oh,
It's
it's
the Jack.
Oh, I saw that show.
Yeah.
I saw that show.
The vodka salsa.
Give me a Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke.
Oh, I think that's the last one. Those beasts are pretty good. We tested those. Oh, there's more than one good because I like those. Those are good.
Oh, God.
Oh!
Oh! I had to get away. I thought we were all going to get sprayed by Jack and Coke there. That was going down south real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Blade, you got to catch up. We did a social.
Yep.
All right, try it again.
Do another one of those fireballs if you got one.
Oh, boy. He's firing up now, Dad.
Yep. Great big ball of fire. Fireball.
Yeah, you got to edit in that song after you said
I can't do that. Copyright. Yeah.
it. Even with him singing it, he did a pretty dang good job.
We can't do that either.
Yeah.
Copyright will take it. I
Change
can't.
the words. Weird Al Yankovic got away with that.
He did.
They'll probably go close enough. There he is.
Dad!
Hey!
Thanks, sir.
It's on the top of the cooler.
Now, if only the garbage
I've had a
can.
couple of those forced down my throat at your house before.
Yeah, we still got fireball over there if you
Yeah.
want to stop down.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll have to. Maybe we'll get Max over there and say, hey, try to get a hold of you.
Yeah, well, you never know about Max.
Nope.
Oh, yep.
Got a lot going on.
Oh, he doesn't.
Oh. Because that was on your birthday. And I'm like, I don't do shots anymore because of past experience. You're like, go to shot.
We don't want you to get your stomach pumped or anything like that.
Well,
I never got pumped. They did put a tube in there just in case, but it never got pumped.
that's crazy.
I did wake up with a breathing tube in. That was not fun.
Well,
Yep.
we don't want that anymore.
No,
Yeah.
that was scary.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that was 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember because we came to the over in
You were over in Monroe.
at the benefit show
Yeah,
that
you
you
were
guys
over
did,
Monroe.
and I remember because Amber and I were having a bad night, and then Huey gets off stage and he walks over, puts the guitar up on Amber's lap, and starts playing.
Yep, I remember. It seems like yesterday, but
Oh yeah,
time flies.
for sure.
It sure
100%.
does. Holy cow.
I mean, it's crazy to believe that I'm 27 years old into that. So being around you guys, basically the
all
entire
you
time.
guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Max is about the same age as me. He's a little younger, a couple months younger than me.
Yep.
Blade's a year younger.
In a month, I won't be.
No, Blade could catch up here in a month. For about 2 months.
Let's put it this way: y'all guys were in the same class, so
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
I know
Max and
that.
I were the oldest ones in class, so.
Max dropped out of school when he was in grade school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that day. I remember the big day. The day that decided it for him anyway.
Yeah, no, like I say, I've been on the road all my life, and I missed out on some of those years, but it is what it is.
But it was still fun when you were there, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
You should have. When Max had the 4-wheel, I'd sneak up there with my dirt bike, and I wasn't supposed to have it
yeah.
there.
I'll never forget the time Max lost it on that little 4-wheeler
Yeah.
because the drop on the field,
Oh.
and he hit so hard he flew off the back, rolled it, and he got it. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yep.
He was young then.
We through all the sinkholes back there, we were riding around and bottoming out the shocks and everything on them. And then we'd go down a trail and think we're following each other. Here we came to the circle and we ran right into each other because
Oh
we
my
were
God.
looking for each other. And
Yep.
Yep.
all the great times. I mean, but I spent probably
Everybody's still around.
nobody got hurt too bad.
Weren't missing fingers, limbs, or whatnot. So
I think I
still-
spent about half of my childhood up at your guys' place,
Oh, yeah.
up in the woods
Yep.
with Max.
So I still love the story, and I never got to see it. I wish I would have seen it when Blade
Oh.
Wrecked the bike?
wrecked the bike
Oh.
down Main Street.
Did anyone ever tell you that story?
I
directly?
wish I would have seen a video or something.
Oh.
He had a video. It got
No,
corrupted.
no, there was no video.
No, that thing got destroyed.
No, he had a video on the bike,
Oh,
What
really?
happening?
Oh, you were actually.
and
It
the
was on
video
the
got
helmet.
corrupted
The whole
because
GoPro
he was always
shattered.
having on camera. It wasn't because he was planning to do something else.
I still, to this day, that story is like, seriously? He's still
It
alive?
sounded like
Yeah.
a rocket going by the house. I'm not even lying.
Didn't the bike go into a house?
Yeah. So what happened was,
Him and the bike went into the
Yeah.
house.
so I was right at the gas station here, and I was like, man, something's not sounding right. Something's weird. It's like on one cylinder. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Oh, geez. I hit the clutch, slammed my helmet down, wheeled again, slammed my helmet down. I'm barely holding that sucker. I'm rustling her. I'm trying to get back to the clutch.
And what you gonna do, bike?
and right before I get to the brakes, I'm at the intersection.
Like-
Turn up
like-
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the moment I get up on the handlebars, I hit the first curb, smack my head down.
Yeah, the safety curve that they
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's probably more of a jump than it is
Yeah.
a curve.
Yep. So I hit that first one. My helmet smacked down. I'm going head over heels. The only reason I didn't go over the house or through the windows is because this knee hooked onto the handlebars and slammed me onto the sidewalk. I bounced off that sidewalk into the bush,
Yeah.
and my bike rolled across 3 windows, an
AC
AC,
unit.
and destroyed the whole porch.
And the guy never got mad.
And
Insurance-
whose house was it?
Dixon's up the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was nice about it. He
Yeah.
said, "You're okay. That's all that
Well, I
matters.
mean,
Insurance will
yeah.
pay for that."
It was a
I-
malfunction.
And
I
Eric's
crawled.
got the AC unit that
Yeah.
his bike took out.
I crawled myself out of that bush and I went, oh, I'm good. The guy walks to the house and goes, well, I'm sorry I hit your house, man. But
I'm sorry, but my bike.
5 more inches, I would have been sitting on that couch with you. But my boots were gone. Didn't know where they went. Pants were ripped down. Helmet was fine.
But
GoPro's
somehow,
gone. I don't know where the heck that went.
What year was this?
Like senior year, wasn't it? Something
No,
like that?
I was 21.
Oh yeah, I was definitely happy. I remember. I was showering at my parents' house, and I was
Oh, yeah.
in the shower. It sounded like a rocket going.
You
by.
heard something?
I heard him fly by the
Yeah.
house. That's how loud this was.
The police officer that was down there clocked me at 100.
Yeah.
How the heck?
Full bore all the way down.
You're still alive.
Yeah, the only thing I
no
had
wonder
was
you're hurting these days.
the only thing I had was a pumpkin knee. That was it.
And if I didn't respect him as much as I do, I would share the picture that I still have from the hospital.
Yeah.
His knee is literally about 3
Just
times the
massive.
size of his
I
knee.
want to see it.
Well, I'll show you off camera.
And you know what the funniest thing was? When I crawled out of that bush, there was 9 kittens that flew out of there.
It's like, that was my home.
So there's all 9 of my life, so I gave them away. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
So we put that in there. Blade is Icarus. He flew too high to the sun and he fell.
Yep. And the wax melted and
Oh,
he crashed.
Yeah, my buddies were actually behind me in traffic, and all they saw was a big bird in the sky. That was me.
And the only thing he was mad about is I drove down there to see if everything was okay. And I didn't stop.
Yeah.
I told him the next day, like, cops don't like it when you just stop at the scene of something and start talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good time. I love that.
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh, well, I do because I
It's a good
lived.
thing to. It's good.
Oh,
time looking
I mean, you're
back
lucky
on
you
it.
lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm glad about it.
Man,
Blade, you're losing.
There's no garbage can in this
That
spot.
doesn't count. It wasn't over here.
I'm blinded by this light.
That was
right
like a
there.
slam dunk, so that's kind of cheating.
That's why I didn't move it either.
No, don't slide it. You'll kill the mice.
truck in here.
Yeah,
Jesus, what's in there?
half the truck.
You
It
don't want
broke.
to know. Oh.
Ah, good shot.
Blade
Woo!
gets one. Woo!
Finally.
You're up. You're up at 4 now. I don't have a marker.
I've missed the last 3 ones I've tried.
My marker's walked away. I'll mark it up there when I find it.
Keep an eye on that scoreboard. It might not go up there.
Hey, Guess gets another one. All right,
Perfect.
so Guess is tied with me now.
Yep. And I actually have a point on there now.
I can't throw mine. It's glass. I didn't think this out very well.
Don't throw it. Yeah.
No.
No, don't throw it.
But
I
hey, I'm gonna count that for
mean,
me.
it's,
He's
no,
related to me.
That's a guest.
No, he's related to me. So.
Yeah, but you're the host, so
So with that being said, we got a lot covered.
yeah.
A lot
much
covered
good.
and then a lot of nothing covered at the same time, right?
About a good story.
Great chat.
Yeah. It's always fun.
As it should be.
And Johnny Trash.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You want to give them a come on, people? Anything?
Come on, people!
Yeah, there we go. Well, this has been Gears and Beers, episode 9. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Blade.
That's been.
I'm Craig.
And until next time.
See you later.
I just wanna race my race.